Have you ever said to yourself, man, I should start a garden? And then you go to the store and you see the prices on the stuff and you say, I can just buy it at the store. Well, today I'm going to show you how you can start a garden on a budget. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Kelly from Kelly's Cultivated Life. And if it's your first time here, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you would like to get more ideas about gardening and taking care of your house plants. So today, I just was like, I should do something different. So I got in my car and I went over to Dollar Tree and I decided to look in their spring section. So what I found was actually pretty great, especially if you're a first-time gardener or if you're on a budget and you really don't have a lot to spend, because gardening can get expensive, okay? So I'm just gonna show you guys all the little awesome things I found. So one of the first sections I came up on, or one of the first groups of items I came up on in the Dollar Tree today, was the section where they have the little garden fencing and plant hangers. And they had some really cute plant hangers, you know, the with the braiding. Then they had that was really it as far as that goes, the plant hangers. I wouldn't use the little trellis they had. It's only like a foot tall. I really don't know what it would be used for. You probably could go and spend $5 at Walmart on some rabbit fencing and get way more fencing and for a much better quality. So it's just me. They did have a good selection of like knee padding, knee boards, the foam boards. So if you are someone who has a garden that is in the ground or a very low raised bed garden, then the foam boards, you could benefit from those. I'm gonna tell you, it really helps. Another thing, they had a really great selection of tools. The little digger and little scratcher thing. Yeah, I'll put the pictures up there. And scissors, pruners. They had all kind of stuff. I'm looking at my notes over here on the side, y'all. That's what I'm looking at. But they had all kind of stuff, and I have several pairs of scissors and pruners from the Dollar Tree, and they work really well. And I don't have to be mad if I leave them outside and they get rusted. But honestly, I've had maybe 4 pair of pruners and scissors from there, and every pair I've gotten from the Dollar Tree has not rusted and still works pretty good compared to others that I paid a lot of money for, and they're rusty now because I forgot to bring them in the house. They also had plant clips, and plant clips are one of my favorite things to use when I'm tying my cucumbers and other trellising and vining things. When I'm tying those up onto the trellis, I like to use the clips because it's just a no fuss way. But if I do have a thicker item that I'm trying to tie my plant to, then I'll use the ties. And they also had those at the Dollar Tree. I think you can't beat that for $1. So they had a little soaker hose, and I was confused because the thing is 118, I think it said it's 118 inches, but I don't know if I trust it. Maybe I'll go back and get one and try it and let y'all know. But what you think? Should I try it or should I not? Should I just save my $1? Who knows? They also had a really great selection of, they call them rockets. So they had herb rockets and flower rockets. And the flower rocket, I'm gonna look at my notes. The flower rockets, they have a zinnia mix. They have a summer bouquet mix. They even had strawberry, like a strawberry planting kit. And it's supposed to have the seeds and the growing medium. And it comes with the little pot. So, oh, they had tomatoes too. And the herbs they had were dill, basil, and thyme, and I forget what else. But I'll put it up here. But I mean, I think for $1, it's a pretty good deal, because if you're just trying or just learning how to garden, I wouldn't advise you to put too much money into it, because gardening is something that you have to love, right? And your first few years, it's not always gonna go as awesome as you think it's gonna go in your head. You might have plans for something that looks like this, and then it looks like that over there. Who wants that? Like, nobody. So you just have to be encouraged when you're gardening, and take your time jumping into it. Don't put too much money into it. Just learn as you go, and go slow. So related to all of the videos that I've shot so far, which has been starting my seeds, the Dollar Tree actually had a decent selection of items you can use for starting your seeds, in addition to the herb rockets and the flower rockets that I just mentioned. They had some itty bitty like seed starter pots, and they had the greenhouse, the makeshift greenhouse. I'm not sure how well it'll work. The greenhouse thing, it never worked too good for me. But if y'all want to show me how to make it work, or maybe I'll do an experiment, I'll try. I just have to stay on top of it. See, gardening, it doesn't always work the first time. You just got to keep trying, and eventually you'll figure out why something failed, maybe. Something that I got super excited about when I saw it was these little, the stacking planter, because I've always wanted one, but they only had this blue. So I'm gonna hit up a few other Dollar Trees. Hopefully I'm not too late and y'all ain't bought everything, but I'm gonna hit up a few more Dollar Trees in search of a color other than the blue. But I think this is super cool, and I would love to stack it on my table on my patio with a few herbs in it. That would be super cute. Y'all, they had plant labels. Plant labels. I love plant labels. You know why? Because I always plant something and I forget what it is. Like, I could just say tomato, right? I know I put a tomato there, but what kind of tomato? Did I put an early girl, or did I put, like, who knows? Did I put, I can't even think of the names of all the kind. I got like 15 different varieties of tomatoes that I plant. But my point is, you gotta have labels, and they come 10 in a pack for $1. Okay, you can get you a couple packs of those, and you're good to go. You just write on them and stick them in the ground. In addition to all of the herb rockets and flower rockets, they did have a pretty wide selection of seeds to choose from. They had peppers, green beans, radishes, all kind of things. They even had beans and carrots, y'all. Like, beans is probably the easiest thing you'll ever grow. Like, ever. Beans, you put them in the ground and they grow. That's it. Like, you water them, you know, all the regular stuff, but you'll have beans for days. I promise. I promise. Now, I didn't purchase any seed packets from the Dollar Tree today because I totally forgot that they carry seeds at the beginning of the year usually, and I've already placed my seed order for the year. Maybe in a later video, maybe I'll show you guys what all I plan to grow in my garden, because the items that I have started right now, those are gonna be able to go into the ground a little bit earlier than like the tomatoes and the cucumbers and all of that. So we'll see. Maybe that's an idea for another video. If you enjoyed the tips that I gave today for gardening on a budget, be sure you hit that subscribe button so you can hang out with me for more tips and tricks on how to grow a garden on a budget and have fun doing it. See y'all later.